At the first dawn of chaos, the polar gates collapsed and twisted. Unnatural energies flooded the world, mutations grew rampart in every place, and for the first time, men and beast became one. These twisted beings would be known as the Beastmen, and they would plague and roam the world for all time. The Cloven Ones awoke deep beneath the canopy of forsaken underbrush and lost places. Indeed, in the present time they haunt the forests and dark corners of the world, and it is today that we explore the tale of one of the chieftains of these brutal tribes. Whenever a massive herd of beasts is sighted, surely the most brutal and strongest of the pack is leading them. Only the mightiest of beasts are able to move amongst the horde and climb the ranks to be the apex predator, the chieftain of the pack. The chieftains of any Beastmen herd only care about one thing: war. How the others feed themselves, and how justice should be served within the pack is not of their concern. They live only to bring destruction and ruin, and their thirst for battle is unparalleled. Taurox is a massive Minotaur chieftain of legendary status. It is made of pure living brass. It is a rage-filled engine of pure destruction. It lives to kill and kill only. The weapons he carries always hot with blood. The brass bull has been known to devour his enemies alive. It is known that the Beastmen, or the Cloven Ones as they are often called, are present in almost all places of the world, lurking under the dark shadows and always stalking their prey. The Beastmen are always ready to go to war. Often united under a massive brayherd, they run with deep hatred, seeking only to bring ruin and an age of slaughter. Taurox has been challenged uncountable times by hulking, aspiring bulls that want to lead the pack, but the beast always kills his rivals. His totem is adorned with the bloody pelts of his enemies and failed challengers. It is the manifestation of his place in the top of the herd and a dire warning to others yearning to climb the ladder. Minotaurs themselves are beastly warriors with an appalling bull's head and seem to stand as high as a mountain next to a common man. They are phenomenally massive, a malign breed that is solely driven by a hunger impossible to sate. Their need for raw meat and fresh blood is obscure and impossible for any living creature to fully comprehend. We had fought Beastmen before. I was confident. We were all confident. Veterans ready for anything we considered ourselves. What fools we were. And I still remember that fateful day. I still remember the screams and the howls and the clinging of weapons and armour. The beasts surrounded us within seconds as we prepared and braced ourselves. They charged. I still remember that abominable thing I saw emerging from the blackness, coming into being as a nightmare manifesting into reality. A hulking blood beast made of pure fury. It killed us without stopping while it snorted and roared. It hacked everything apart with unbelievable force with each swing of its massive axes, only stopping to violently clash his axes together and defy us. The body of the beast was made of pure living brass, tainted with hot red. Next thing I remember, I was running, gasping for air, reaching for a salvation that I was sure was not there anymore. But I still ran and ran, as my primal instinct of survival kicked me. But knowing I was just delaying the inevitable, I ran until I gave out eventually. I don't remember when exactly I passed out. But when I woke up, I was fortunate enough to be amongst a small patrol force of the Empire. They told me I was the only one they found nearby. I told them the story of the giant bull made of brass. Taurox, they said. It is a memory that will forever haunt me. The Minotaurs that exceed in their feats or manage to draw the dark powers to them are often granted marks of chaos, or gifts as they would call them. Minotaurs that are recognized in such manner by chaos are named Doom Bulls, and are the most violent and dangerous of their kind. Their appearance can take many distinguished forms, such as blood-red fur, horns coated with metal and skin full of boils. Some of them even possess a crackling layer of energy around them. The grotesque look of the Doom Bulls is sometimes amplified with trophies hammered into the skin and hung on the twisting horns that are massive just by themselves. Such marks are a tribute to the particular chaos god they worship, and they can grant them different abilities and unnatural advantages over their foes as a prize for their worship. Just like them, there are other types of Beastmen that also mutate over time when being corrupted by the twisting powers of chaos. One of the most notable examples is the Gorgon. Gorgons are one of the rarest of their kind. They have physically mutated by eating tainted flesh over and over again. The corrupted creature has evolved to being a massive four-armed giant with the head of an ox. Their hands are blades and they live to gorge on every flesh they can find. Sprouting many extra limbs and mouths to aid their endless feasting, they are creatures of terrifying size and presence. In their insatiable lust for more flesh to gorge on, these rare beasts have been known to swallow their victims whole. The entire body bolted down in a savage display of gluttonous delight. The Beastmen live nomadic lives within isolated tribes and travel afar in search of flesh to gorge. Always maddened with the anticipation of feeding, an army of Cloven Ones come out of the forest as a storm and lay waste to all that stands on their path. Walls are smashed to the ground, and anyone found cowering behind them are put down and feasted on. Then the Horde returns to the darkness of the woods, leaving only ruin behind. Their appetites glutted, but only for a time. When they are challenged by a worthy enemy, and they know that bloody battle is approaching, they roar, and their growls cut the thick air. All the Minotaurs stomp the ground and come out of their lairs to gather at the herdstones. Their bloodthirst is so extreme and contagious that such madness evokes the lust for flesh in all Beastmen around them as well. The hysteric and petrifying noises rising from the forest startle men and women afar. After an entire night of screaming, eating, howling, fighting, drinking, and doing unnameable things in the depth of the dark, the time for the Horde to march ahead comes as they go for the kill. Bellowing, braying and screaming, the Cloven Ones sound their brash horns as they quickly cover ground. The beast horde has opened its jaws and is now running as fast as it can. War is a calamity of the worst kind as it is, yet facing a horde of beastmen is very much like confronting primal fear itself. Standing one's ground against a full brayherd in frenzy is a testament of courage of the rarest kind. But the Lizardmen are cold-blooded. They were made to kill. They were created for battle. They exist to defend the sacred places of the world from the invasions of forces such as the Beastmen. The scaled bodies of the Lizardmen warriors are brutish and strong in their minds, solely focused on warfare. They don't bother themselves with lesser matters. The Temple Guard, their elite forces, are also standing ready against the Beastmen, alert and without blinking. The imposing guard are adorned with sacred glyphs, armored plates and ancient weapons. They are matchless in combat and eager to execute their sacred duty. Being led by none other than Oxyotl, the Lizardmen are about to face the full fury of the Horde. The revered chameleon Skink and master of stealth sensed the machinations of the Beastmen and has rallied his cohorts for this battle. There are many forces in the world that want to see the Beastmen eradicated from their lands. The Lizardmen know that Taurox must be stopped at all costs, lest a new tide of chaos sweeps the world. This latest Lord's Pack for Total War, Warhammer 2, introduces 2 new legendary lords for the Lizardmen and the Beastmen. Each leads their own faction and features new characters, units, unique gameplay mechanics, and narrative objectives. If you have enjoyed this video and want to support our channel, consider getting the DLC through our link in the Nexus store, so you can lead the Beastmen or Lizardmen into bloody war. The Beastmen are amongst the most savage of all races in the Warhammer world, and they surely are a unique faction that seeks only to kill and plunder, to put on notice that they are the true predators at the top of the food chain. There are many lands to plunder, and many foes to slay ahead.
On this channel, we are putting together narrative Total War cinematic battles and Warhammer lore videos. A special thank you goes to our Patreon supporters who help us in the making of more content. You can also join Patreon and earn extra perks while supporting the videos to come. Find the link in the description below. Make sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you on the next one.